Stefon Diggs just gave Cardi B this bad news. I mean, how much worse could it possibly get? Getting divorced and then getting pregnant by a man who already sleeps with other women in the same calendar year? How much worse could it possibly get for you? This is by O'Shea Duke Jackson. Let's get right into it.
I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but when has it ever been goals to be pregnant by a man and multiple other women are pregnant too? Money really is the root of all evil, because why are the pick-me's in the comments saying goals? You upgraded. This is such a good look.
How does she upgrade? She went from being a wife to being another baby mama. It's not an upgrade.
Don't get me wrong, I love her too, love her music, think she's fun, but
I was minding my business when one of you brothers sent me a screenshot, and this is what I read. Congrats, a paternity test has confirmed that Stefon Diggs is the father of IG model Eileen Lopera's baby girl.
This is a business model at this point. Women getting pregnant by athletes has to be a business model. There has to be a school. This should be a course in college at this point, and you probably make more money than a lot of the other degrees. This could be a college course, how to get pregnant by athletes to become a baby mother and get child support for the next 18 years. The only problem is if you're the type of woman where this is your life goal, this is your business model, you're probably not the same type of woman that's going to be investing in the S&P 500. So after this money drives up in 18 years, you're going to be jobless, moneyless, and you're not going to have any applicable skills because you're probably not going to be working when you're living this type of life. Let's keep
Diggs is also expecting a child with girlfriend rapper Cardi B. He now has 4 kids on the way with 4 different women.
Oh, yeah, he's speed running bankruptcy. Do these people not have like financial advisors? Your financial advisor should be in your personal life if you're making these kind of bad financial decisions. He's speed running bankruptcy. I don't understand why they do this.
There's nothing more special than true love. Damn. But what is really so interesting is that a lot of ladies are starting to really figure out that something is really wrong with Cardi B's relationship with Stefon Diggs.
Oh,
Baby,
no.
there's no nicer way to say this. He don't like you.
Of course.
It's a new babe popping up with a baby every other day. I mean, that's enough right there.
Yeah, I mean,
the energy during the interview was mad weird. Stefon is literally Offset in rearranged letters.
Yeah, well, she divorced Offset for cheating, even though she knew that he was a cheater when she got married to him. I don't know why people do that. They know that somebody is a thing, then they get married to that person, and then they try to divorce them when they do the thing. So she married a guy who was a habitual cheater, and then she divorced him because he cheated, and then got with a guy who's a habitual cheater. What I guess is not even cheating if the guy doesn't even give you a relationship. He just sleeps with you, I guess.
Same person, different font. I hate to say it. Cardi, you're funny, and you're probably a good woman, but the men you choose and your self-worth, bottom of the barrel.
It's crazy.
Bottom of the barrel. You literally divorced your husband for cheating.
Yeah.
And here he is. Baby just coming out the wazoo.
Now, according to this lady, Stefon Diggs doesn't really like Cardi B all that much.
Of course not.
And, you know, women have that intuition that something isn't right. And she's not the only one to say that.
Was it just when
he likes her just as much as he likes all the other Instagram models that he's gotten pregnant? The only issue is she's a public figure, and the women who watch her and like her are just like her, and they will attack him if he doesn't show some type of affection publicly. But he likes her just as much as he likes all the other women he's gotten pregnant.
those situations where she just needed to hit the skins with somebody else because she was just trying to get over Offset? Speaking of Offset, Offset is trying to get half of everything that Cardi B owns in this settlement.
Yeah, and he should get it because he's a strong, independent king, and he don't need no woman. And he will get it because Offset's been quiet throughout this whole time. While Cardi B's been out here sleeping with other dudes, being on yachts, doing drugs, twerking, sleeping with this other guy while they're still technically married, by the way. By law, they're technically married. And when they go to divorce court, when Offset shows what she's been doing and the fact that she's pregnant by another man, the judge, especially if he's a conservative or a female judge that's a conservative judge, they're not going to take that kindly. They're not going to take that kindly. Cardi B about to cough up some good money. That's about to be an expensive baby.
Through the grapevine, she offered him $10 million and he said, no, I want everything because I helped you to build your brand. A bandit, if I ever did see one. But anyways, back to her, Stefon.
So at this point,
he deserves
Cardi
it.
B is pregnant and Stefan Diggs is doing his thing. Now, again, when you look at Offset, here's a guy that all these ladies was so excited about, you know, as far as her not dealing with him anymore. And the reason why is because, you know, Cardi B deserved better. And this is something that a lot of women talk about. They always mention the fact that, number one, they're not selling for less.
Why does she deserve better? Because she has a BBL and you think that she has a nice personality because she makes you laugh on TV? Why does she deserve better? Listen to her music. She was an ex-stripper. She talked about drugging and robbing men. Why exactly does she deserve better than what she's getting?
Number two, they need all of what a man can have. And then obviously number three, all of these demands are coming about. And that leads us to the main arguments in the manosphere.
I have a question for you men who actually believe this. Do you want us all to be inbred? I feel like y'all want us to be inbred because it doesn't make sense. If only like a small percentage of men were getting all the women.
The problem is that there was dating app data that came out pretty much confirming that, yeah, most women only like a small percentage of men.
Like, we would all be more directly related, right?
Now, let's get down to the 80-20 rule, because this guy is bringing up something that we've been talking about for the last decade. Do 80% of the women want 20% of the men?
I think they do, but not all of them are going to get them. So some of them say that they settle, but really settling is just dating a guy that would actually be a good fit for you. So yeah, I think that, yeah, 80% of the women do like 20% of the guys. It's just that most of those women aren't going to get the 20% of guys because simple math, obviously.
He believes that this is just not true, because if it was true, we would all be the same biologically. So this is just trash, because 80% of the women clearly don't want 20% of the top men, because it just doesn't happen that way. But when you look at Cardi B's situation, it sure does seem that this is the case. Cardi B, who is, for the love of God, always talking about how she needs her peace, she needs to be loved, she needs to be respected. She went through all these issues with Offset, and you know, it was just more than just cheating. And to be fair, you know, they had, you know, their little 3, you know, SUMs with other women and stuff like that. But she has no problem allowing Stefan Diggs to go out and father other children. Yeah. So is it that Cardi B looks at Stefan Diggs as being in the top 20%, and she didn't look at Offset as being in the top 20%? I'd have to say yes. And let me get back to this whole 80-20 rule. Just because 80% of the women want 20% of the men, it doesn't mean that they're going to get them.
Yeah, and if you're a 20% guy, just because you have the option doesn't mean you have to exercise it. Like in the manosphere, we talk all the time about how women can get power over men, and one of the easiest ways a woman can get power over a man is to get pregnant by him. Because once you shoot that baby batter in her, you have no say in what goes on. And if you're Stefan Diggs, they're going to carry that baby to term, even if it's for their own sake, even if it's for the sake of their own prosperity. So in these situations, it's like, yeah, you're quote unquote high value in the dating market, but you have no penis discipline. You have no dick discipline, brother. So you just out here getting all these women pregnant, and you're speed running bankruptcy. Because once that happens, you give them all of the power. And you're going to be dealing with women that you don't even like. Because of a one-night stand, you're going to be dealing with, for the rest of your life, women that you don't even like. That's insane to me. That just doesn't seem like a life I want to live.
I also wanted to get into Stanford University, but that didn't mean that I was going to get in, right? And again, just because you are a woman and you want a high-earning man, it doesn't mean that you're going to get his loyalty.
Yeah.
And then this is where the rubber meets the road. A lot of women, and I would even say Cardi B, she could be in a relationship with somebody that liked her.
Yeah.
The problem is, as the one woman said, Cardi B has a bad taste in men, and she picks trash men.
Well, there's a lot of ladies in that situation. They don't want the man that likes them. They want the man that all the other women like to only like them. And then when the man that all the other women likes doesn't just like them and he chooses to sleep around with all the other women also, they get resentful. But yeah, there's a lot of women. I'd say most women are in that category. Most women know a good man that would love them and give them everything they want. The problem is they want the man that doesn't want them to want them.
And the reason why Cardi B picks trash men, because, well, you are literally what you eat. This is not to say that Cardi B is a bad person, but her values clearly match up with Stefan Diggs.
Yeah.
And the reason why we know that is because she was dealing with Offset before Stefan Diggs. Basically, she's getting the same man over and over again. And if it's not Stefan Diggs, it'll be somebody else. And so this whole idea that she should be doing better, you know, she should get somebody who likes her. Well, who's going to deal with Cardi B that actually has something to lose? I mean, no one. Stefan Diggs will deal with her a little bit. You know, he's not going to be there all the time and taking care of her kids. And obviously she knows that. And the reality is that she don't need him to do that because she's so attracted to him. That's all she wants. Now, I think she's more attracted to Stefan Diggs than Offset.
But the problem is, it's not about what she wants. It's about having a father in her child's life. That's the number one determining factor of a child's success in this world, is having their father in their life. So it's not about what you want as a woman just because you want the most attractive guy. Money doesn't equal morality. Is this guy going to stick around to be an active father to your children? If you cared about the results of your kids, that's something you pay attention to.
And what this will show a lot of men is that, look, if you're the husband, you might have to do a lot more work as the husband.
And by the way, not to say Stefan Diggs won't be there, but I'm just saying the brother's definitely going to be spread it thin if he has 4 women pregnant right now at the same time.
And the guy who she's really attracted to is going to get a lot of leeway. Guess what? It really don't even matter. I used to have that same issue, you know, when I would break up with an ex-girlfriend, or I was trying to talk to a female and she wanted to give, you know, her love or loyalty to a guy who had less or who was doing less for her. I would take it personal. Don't take it personal, because clearly Stefan Diggs is not getting anything from Cardi B. He obviously don't value her at all. And basically what Cardi B just showed to the entire market is that she's not worth, you know, being taken seriously.
Yeah.
And women don't understand when they do stuff like this, they are not really making it better for them. I mean, all around what men see is, oh, okay, you were married, you got pregnant by a guy while you're married. That guy don't take you seriously, and he got other chicks, you know, pregnant.
But O'Shea, she's healing. She's healing, O'Shea. Ain't that what they call it? They're healing. They're on their journey now. She's healing, O'Shea. Healing is never like going to church more or doing charity work, losing weight, getting closer to God. It's always just going out and riding random baloney ponies.
And
she's healing.
You still with him. And even if we are not that guy, we are not that guy on that same level, it doesn't matter. You know, men are going to look at you as, okay, you're not serious. So if you ever decide to break up with him and then try to change it up or flip it up, like all of a sudden now you deserve to be treated like a queen, guess what's going to happen? All you're going to get is this. That's all you're going to get. You're going to just get a lot of cheek clapping, because that's kind of what you put out there.
Yeah.
And there is a saying that water seeks its own level. And I don't understand why women want so much better for Cardi B. They think that she's settling for less.
Well, it's because a lot of them live their lives similar to how she is. And so because they want better for themselves, they have to cope by saying she deserves better when she hasn't done anything to show that she deserves better than exactly what she got.
No, baby, Cardi B is not settling for less. Cardi B is settling for what she is worth.
Right.
And again, I want to talk about, you know, a lot of the men out there who get upset about stuff like this, because, you know, you can get upset because we do put effort into the women that we like and want to be with and all that. And I mean, it does hurt when you see that your chick is literally 3 or 4 and up with everybody else. But here's the reality. You overpaid, bruh. We all overpay. There's always somebody that we pay for, and I'm talking about with time, energy, money, some level of loyalty or all the way loyalty that another guy don't have to pay for.
Yeah, you're not a player, you a payer.
That's not a personal thing, okay? It's just kind of what it is. And what you're going to find out is a lot of women miscalculate or misjudge their leverage. What do I mean by that? Women, and I'm not trying to be mean, but this is what I found out. Women often misjudge their actual value in the dating market. And so they believe that because they had an issue with another guy, that the next guy is, you know, she's not going to go through that no more. The next person has to give them more. And ultimately, when they misjudge their leverage, they also miscalculate their emotions.
Yeah.
And then they end up in a worse situation in which they want to tell themselves it's a better situation. But really what they're doing is lowering their market value to other guys.
Yeah, but I think a big issue that a lot of women have is, to them, love is an emotion. And I mean, I'm talking about in the modern sense. I think in the past, women looked at it as more of a sacrifice and they seen it as more of an action. But to a lot of women, because they're so deep into their emotions, they believe that something like love is an emotion. But for most men, we see love as an action. It's something that you do. So you make sacrifices for this thing. You spend your time, your money, your attention, you give it to this thing because that's what love actually is, an action. So because there are so many women that see love as just an emotion, they believe that Cardi B deserves love. But for a lot of men, love means a lot of sacrifice. And I don't think that she's the type of woman, as according to her own choices, I don't think that she's the type of lady that deserves a man that's willing to make those types of sacrifices, especially if she's willing to just give it up to some dude because what, he's a good football player? He scored a touchdown?
Particular men. And I'll tell you exactly how this happened with Cardi B. When she was out there going through it with, you know, Offset, you know, cursing the guy out, you know, yelling at the guy, saying that he was this, saying that he was that, and everything like that, right? This is what she was doing. The problem with her, in my honest opinion, is that guys who were pretty much interested or could have been interested in dealing with her altogether was like, nah, I just can't deal with this. Like, this is not going to be what I need. Yeah. And so she basically was lowering her value by the way she was acting. And so anybody who was really serious about her was like, I'm going to pass. Yeah, and over. Pass is what they did. So again, you know, you were out there just expressing yourself, but you were crashing out. And your crash outs lowered your value. Mm-hmm. And so other dudes in the market said, look, here's what we can do. You still want to be at this level because you can't get nobody else as the rapper how to take you seriously. You already got 3 kids by this dude. You're still married. Mm-hmm. Here's what we can do now. You can be a side chick to me because you like me, right? I mean, I'm Stefan, you know, Diggs. I'm definitely not going to change my ways for you. All these chicks want me and you want me too. So if you want to deal with me, then hey, look, you need to come on board and just let me go ahead and run through them. And, you know, you don't really deserve more because you was with Offset and he had a gambling problem. And the way you've been crashing out on the internet, don't nobody else want to put up with your ass. But hey, I'll put up with you.
And she read that whole contract, seen that he had kids by other women, and she signed on the dotted line and said, okay, I'll let this man get me pregnant. And I know, and I'm against it too, but women don't have to choose to have a kid. Of course, there's such things as abortion. I'm against that. But I'm saying if you carry a kid to term in America in 2025, that's an active choice that you made as a woman. So, yeah, she's seen all of those terms and conditions, and she said, pick me, please.
I'll tell you all the time. Like, no, they're not going to deal with that. They deserve better. But the problem is that better never comes. Because in order for you to do better, you actually have to be better.
Right. Yeah.
And when you don't put any level of effort into cleaning up your femininity, you pay an ultimate price. And the ultimate price is you get downgraded. You go from number 1 to one of many.
Exactly.
And all you are is a part-time Tuesday or Wednesday booty clapper. And you can tell yourself all day that you deserve more. But if you don't want to change, if you don't want to do better, guess what? You really don't deserve more. And I know that's hard for a lot of ladies to deal with. I get it. It's not a nice thing to say. But the reality...
Well, and dating has a lot of double standards. Dating has a lot of double standards because nature has double standards. And the truth of the matter is, as a lady, don't matter how much money you got, a man who has some value and reputation and cares about who the potential mother of his kids is going to be is going to look at your resume and is going to see 4 kids by 2 different baby fathers. That don't look good on the resume is all I'm saying.
The truth
don't look good on the
is
resume.
Where
Stephon Diggs gonna be okay.
There's nothing that you can do about it. If you wanted to do something about it, then what you would do is change your behavior, but you don't change your behavior. So then you have to suffer the consequences. Every human alive right now, if you want more, You're going to have to do more. You can't just give whatever you want to somebody and expect to get more.
Yeah.
Because if that was working, you wouldn't have been with Offset in the first place. So Cardi B, congratulations. You are a permanent side chick. You have went from being a married lady to having a booty clappish situation.
Congratulations.
I think you have done an amazing job. So guys, what do you think is your
Congratulations, you played yourself, Cardi B. You are one of 4 not even baby mamas. Women that are currently pregnant with a man's kids. That's insane. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a W or L, and give me the HBO special. That's help brother out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time.